Welcome. It's Domain Dave again from CheapWineFinder.com, like we always do. Several times a week, we talk about cheap wine, individual cheap wine. And, lately, for a while we've been doing like store brands because there's a lot of value in store brands and there's some really exciting things going on there where they're getting some good bargains. But it's time to go back to the producers are making affordable wine and making them year in and year out. And what did we have today? Let me grab the bottle. It is, should know it, but here it is. It's Apothic Cabernet Sauvignon 2019. I think I found it at Target of all places for $8.99, but it lists for $11.99. And the cutoff point between like bulk wines and premium wines is $11. So this is a premium wine. I know a lot of people think, oh, those are expensive. Not really. It's in there with all the rest of the other wine brands. So hey, I'm going to take a sip. And this is, I think, and this is me, my personal, well, of course they always are, but this is a recipe wine. There's some wines, this is it's an expression of the vineyard. We pick the grapes and do very little to it, and that's what the wine is. No, this is the winemaker. It's a female winemaker. When they always say it's a female winemaker, I go, why not? I mean, why shouldn't it be? But somebody wanted the wine to taste this way. This is a recipe. They looked for grapes that had smooth tannins, and that is something that the thicker the skin and the longer you have skin contact, all that, more tannins there are. So they try to remove the tannins. This is like a wine that is in between. It's pretty off dry to dry, slightly on the sweeter side, but not all the way. It's parts of the wine had 3 or 4 months in some sort of oak aging and how you toast the barrels or whatever they used imparts very particular flavors. And right here, they were looking for vanilla, and it was very distinct vanilla. And they said mocha, but I kind of got more like bitter dark chocolate than mocha, which is a different thing, but that's to each his own and what they taste. Whenever I talk to people who are practicing to be somms and everything, and I always say, you bought the wine, you can taste like whatever you want to taste, and which is people who take that test where they're learning to taste. Oh my God, that can't be, but it is. If you bought the wine, if it tastes like peanut butter and jelly to you, well, that's what it tastes like, because that's your wine. Take another sip. This is one of those wines that are smooth and rich, and it's not, if you're a Napa drinker, it's probably not your thing. But if you're looking for an affordable every night, Tuesday night wine, or just a wine to drink, this is a brand that's everywhere, and you don't know what's out there, and you see the Apothic, grab it. You're probably going to be happy. It's smooth. It's got some interest to it. The acidity kind of balances out the residual sugar, so you don't really get sweetness. You get ripe fruit. Ripe fruit's not bad, especially when you're having an affordable wine. Going the recipe route, for a Cabernet Sauvignon, I tend not to like legitimately cheap Cabernet Sauvignon. I expect oak flavors. I expect it to have tannins. I expect it to have, I'm not really a Napa kind of guy because we're cheap wine finder, but you don't have to go up too high up the price range to start getting real, the Cabernet Sauvignon. And what you're getting here is a stylized version of it that's very pleasing, that's very rounded, that's got all the flavors you're looking for. But it's in the recipe, which is a great recipe. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Like this, like those chain restaurants that you're not all that crazy about. But when you have to go, there is something on that menu. There is a recipe on that menu of one dish that you'll have every time because it's a really good recipe. But the other stuff might not be, to your liking, but a good recipe is something to be applauded. And Apothic Dark is not Duck is one of the other ones. Apothic Cab is a good recipe. Took another sip. Yeah, E J Gallo makes this, and they make Barefoot. They're kind of masters at making affordable wines, and they're the largest family-owned winery in the United States and one of the largest wineries in the world. And they own some of the best vineyards all over. They have elite vineyards in Napa. They own huge sections of Sonoma. They have some of the best vineyards in the Central Coast. They always win awards for vineyard management and innovations. They even have vineyards where, like, on the flat part, they plant this grape, and going up the side of the hill with the afternoon sun, they have this grape on top of the hill. They have another grape, and on the morning side of the hill, they have another grape. I mean, they get into it, and so they're not making cheap wine. They're making wines that are, and we're Cheap Wine Finder. Not cheap wine's not nothing to be. If it's good, it's nothing wrong. But yeah, they're skilled at what they do. So that's it for me. This is a wine that if you don't like this one in their line, try another one. You probably like another one. The Cab, like I said, it's off dry on the low end of off dries rather than dry, but you're not getting sweetness out of it. And the flavors are rich and smooth and silky, and there's always something popping up. There's chocolate, there's vanilla, there's blackberry, there's black cherry, it's plum. Yeah, it's pretty good. So that's it for me. Like us, we like your podcast, please, if you will, and thank you very much if you do. And we have more wines coming up, I think we do at least 3 a week, and we forever, because I think it's our 13th year. Yeah, so check out the website if you can, www.cheapwinefinder.com, and listen to the podcast if you will. Thank you, and adios, keep it cheap, and bye-bye.